I'm going to pay you. What I need is run these other slaves for me. I'll take care of you guys. That's all they've done. So they're appointing corrupt judges, policy enforcers, and your so-called leaders. Then these ones employ people like them, because those are the people they can deal with the same vibration here. Now, that's where we are now. Because we're being run by people who don't use their higher, they use their lower vibration. It's all evil. It's all grab, grab, grab. I don't care if you starve as long as I have mine. That's the culture. So they promote it. We need to break away from this nonsense and stop competition and start collaboration. You see, a competition, collaboration, nobody loses. Competition, somebody has to lose. There's always a loser in competition. That's the difference. All right. So let's see. So the trust 3 is the trust stuff, and it's to do with registration. And that's how you create that, the trust. It's through registration. So if I register my vehicle with you, it means I'm putting my vehicle in trust. You see, that's how the trust is created. Now, if you hold legal title, you don't have rights over the equitable title without license. You see, when it comes to driver's license, the title is split to start with. Oh no, first of all, you have full title because you're the one who works, and you go and purchase private conveyance, you buy a car from your own sweat. Then you take this car, you take it to the government and register it, give it to them, right? Then you stand there and wait, and then they give it back to you with conditions. That's what happens when you register. Which means,
really, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's a unilateral contract because you enter it yourself. Because the DVLA paperwork is unilateral, you sign it yourself. There's no other signatory to that agreement.
That's funny.
Yeah. So you go into agreement
Sucker.
that you're going to follow these rules. Once you breach them, you're at fault, man. They're going to put license on the thing. You entered this agreement yourself, and you agreed that you're not going to use these roads this way. Why are you doing it? When they pull you up on it, you start screaming and shouting. They beat you, man, because you're in dishonor. You're in dishonor.
Well, how could you have a car not signed? Because what they're trying to, the fix they're trying to put, the hex they're trying to put on is, if you want to drive on our roads, because they try to make it as if it's their roads, don't they?
Yep.
You need to license that car.
Yep.
And if you don't license that car, you can't drive that vehicle on here.
Of course. Yep. That's the wording.
You have to be a driver.
A driver, a vehicle, all of it is there. You just have yourself.
Yeah.
A driver, a license.
Yeah.
Driving is commercial. If you're going to do commerce on our roads, guess what? You're going to pay us to maintain those roads so you can do commerce. You cannot run your cement trolleys here, 12 months a year, every day, and ruin my roads and don't pay me to maintain them so you can make money. That's the agreement. Yeah, if you're going to use the roads for commerce, you have to contribute to make sure the roads run properly.
So if I'm travelling along in my little jalopy, then why is it you're stopping me to ask me for some details?
So you need to understand whether you're driving or traveling, or whether you're using your private conveyance or you're using a motor vehicle.
I'm using my horsepower.
It's the words. That trick is the words. What words are you using? Are you a person who's driving an automatic vehicle?
No.
I don't, yeah.
Or are you a traveler?
Right.
I was a traveller using my horsepower.
Your horsepower.
That would be that green thing there.
Yeah. That's what they say horsepower anyway.
There is horsepower, yeah.
It says how many horsepower.
So if the police stopped Sydney and Sydney said that, what would have to be their response?
False police.
Well, actually...
Let's play a role. So I'm going to stop you.
Yeah, this is what I want to see. Thank
you. I'm going to stop you and say, okay.
Well, that's a real life situation. Go ahead.
I say, good evening, man. You know why I stopped you?
I don't know why you stopped me.
Okay, are you driving the car?
No, I'm not the driver of the car.
Well, can you step off this?
Do I need to step off?
Yes, step off now. Are you not the driver of the car?
No.
Now step off, please. What are you doing on the driver's seat? You're not the driver of the car.
I'm not driving the car.
What are you doing? It looks like me. It looks like you're driving. I just stopped you. You're lying to me. I saw you driving.
No.
I just saw you driving from there to there.
No, it wasn't me.
It was a nuisance in the car. Oh, you're not going to go with that.
Right, yeah. Right. You were close. You were close. You were close.
I think you're right. I think it's not you, and I can see it's you.
Driving.
Have you had a couple of drinks? Come on, man.
So, do both roles.
Yeah, thank you.
No, I was in this situation where I was stopped, in fact, quite recently. And so, but when I'm stopped by the police, I never sit in the car. I always get out of the car and walk towards the police. I always do that. My brother was telling me to do that. And so I got out of the car. Well, it was flashing lights actually, because I'd taken my registration off the back of the car. That's another story. Anyway, so it was so he stopped me, and I got out of the car, walked towards him, and he did the why are you stopping me type of thing. Why are you stopping me? He said, well, you've got no plate on the back of your car. So I said, it's okay, it's on the car seat. So I showed it him, put it back on the car seat. So I said, well, so why? Well, it's an offence. So I said, well, how have I offended you? And he went into it. What do you mean? I went, well, you need to tell me in what way I have offended you. But I'm not. So we went round in circles, and then it's
Like that, is that your name?
well,
everything. No.
we went on to the name thing, and I wanted to know why he needed that for this particular offence. Anyway, another guy, a bit more stripes, came on. I started walking around in circles because I thought, not only do I have nothing here, you are going to be going into some detail, but I don't want. Anyway, so I was walking around, and he kept asking me to confirm my name, and so I said, well, I don't really want to do that. So he goes, well, I won't know where to send the summons to. I said, I don't wait to send me a summons. So then his other mate goes, we just need to, we're here now, and you're literally walking around in circles, as I was, being very quiet, not saying anything. I thought, I don't want to trip myself up. And then he said, well, can you confirm your first name? So I said, well, what have you got? So he said, Sydney. I said, I can confirm that. And then he said, well, could you confirm your second name? I said, hang on, you said if I confirm my name, first name, that'd be the end of it, and you go off. Are you not an honourable person? Are you just lying to me? And then he looked and said, oh, well, we want to get off now. We've been here about 3 quarters of an hour. We're getting on this, right? So we want to get off. He said, I'm sure you want to go off. Like, yes, I do. Okay, right. And then we all partied. So I have kind of been in that situation, which was interesting. But I was more quiet than not quiet, and only said pertinent things.
Did you escape the summons?
I didn't have a summons, and I didn't cause him any offence. And the license plate was still in the back of my car. So I drove.
7 hours of his life.
Okay.
Three of them, their lives.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So
you can speak your way out.
but what would be the correct terminology? I think that's what you were asking as well. What would be the correct words to use?
I'd say if you're unfamiliar with these things, just go along. Because it's not good to start if you don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
You see, if you don't know, it's best just to do what he says. Take the £30 fine or whatever.
That would be more than 54.
What I do ideally is to revoke or rescind your license with DVLA. You see, once you've done that, then remove their plates and send it back to them and put your private plates. So go back to the private instead of being in the public. Because right now, as long as you're driving in the public, you see, using a registered vehicle, then all those rules apply. It's called the Road Traffic Act.
Where'd you get private plates from? You just make them up yourself?
You said anything.
They don't sell them. You can buy them online there.
Oh, but you have to buy them specific, or can you just make up your own?
As long as you can make one, as long as it's legible.
I did try to.
So I can just like say CJW1.
Yeah.
Cool, sorted. Right.
I'm travelling in Michael Vance, would that not work then because she had the registration?
No, I didn't say, because he was asking me if I was driving, and I said, oh, I'm kind of travelling.
You can do that, but you're going to need to know what you're talking about, and you're going to have to deal with the police who knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But if you find who's never heard this stuff, and you're talking about Yes, he's
Yeah, like the first guy, he was really upset. He was
So do you think you're winding him up?
Really upset. My man with a bit more stripes was a bit more, okay.
Some of them take it personal.
Yes, he knows what's going on. He knows. You know. I know that you know.
So the mini, the lowest one, the baseman, they have no clue. So don't get
He was
involved
really upset. He was really upset. Because he was saying, why didn't you stop when you saw my flashing lights? You're supposed to stop immediately.
No, I'm not
and I
supposed
said, no, I'm supposed to stop in a safe place. It wasn't safe where you were flashing me. So,
You don't need to stop anyway.
Good.
Say to me it was noisy. It was bothering my ears if he's doing the
oh, it didn't do it. No, it was lights
Oh, it's
first.
lights.
Then I didn't
Say it's
stop it.
blowing my eyes. I'm trying to get away from these lights, man. These lights are salting my
I
eyes.
just said it wasn't a safe place.
I can't see this thing. I don't want to see these lights. They're salting my eyes. That's why I want to get away from it. And on top of that, I've been hearing that you've been murdering.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
You see, so I'm trying to get away from you guys as much as I can.
Thanks for swimming. My pearls.
Yeah, right.
Alright, let's
Mosey on.
this is a short one. Then we can have a Q&A at the end. So we're going to do 2 more pages, and then we can have a Q&A and finish it off. Right, page number 4. So 3 is to do with trust and registrations. Number 4, we're back into the language. All contracts written in the language of Rome are property of Rome. So when you go into a court, a civil court,
Okay.
4. When you go into civil court and you draft your documents in legalese and then fill in the court forms in that venue, you put yourself in that jurisdiction. So the judge can decide whatever he wants according to how much he's getting paid for that case.
In the belly of the beast.
Exactly. So that's where the entire game is. So everyone tries to convince you that those fake courts are the only venue that you can have a hearing. It's not. Those are civilian courts, civil courts, right? Civilian is martial law. You're going to be on a martial law. Martial law is it's all down here. You're going to be back here. So you're going to create your own court, but under the common law of the land, not the seas. Yeah? So your paperwork is going to be your court. Right? So when the judge in this world says, get out of my court, they actually mean that. That's their court. You see, it's not public. When you go to the magician's court and you upset the judge and they say, get out of my court, he means that. That's his venue, that's his court. You need to create your own court. And anybody who wants to come in your court has to play by your rules. Yeah. That's why our contracts are in English only. In the land of the living, they're written by living people, not corporations. I have the advocacy, which I use to help people, but this lives here. So under the advocacy, I can write this legalese nonsense. I can use statutes. But it's an advocacy. It's a corporation as well. But when you're writing for yourself, for me as a man, I don't write in legalese. I write in English, in blue, or red, or purple. My trust is in purple. Letters to the trust is in purple. Letter to the Pope is in purple. Business letters I write in blue. Advocacy I write in very navy blue or black.
So in that respect, so you can decide, right, this is the room that I want to do my court thing and invite whomever I want to have a dispute argument with in this room. And
technically they won't show up.
It could be the judge.
Technically they won't show up.
Technically they won't show up.
Yeah. And after that then you have to enforce it, have the hearing in the absence and then just enforce it after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I understand one thing. The courts, the only function of the courts was to protect the individual rights of the people. That was it. All courts are inherently common law. They're created to protect the people. Somehow in the middle, they switched it around so that the courts right now are protecting corporations against the people.
Yeah.
So you have to take the court back to its inherent jurisdiction, and you have to put that in your wording. And you put it this way, you say, I hereby invoke the inherent jurisdiction of this court. You see, before you start your claim, you have to, if it's going to be in their venue, so you have to invoke the inherent jurisdiction. What is it? The common law, right to a fair hearing. Boom.
Right, wild idea, yeah? So what if, like, we as a group here started our own court, yeah? And gave people the opportunity, right, you instead of going to their court, come to ours. Is that lawful?
It's lawful. It's going to need a constitution. It has to be constituted. So you
Okay.
have to write your terms. how this court is going to function.
With the British Constitution group, they've
Common law court.
yeah, common law court.
Okay.
Doing that.
Right. Oh, you mentioned that earlier. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the
Right.
people are the one who run it, they understand that. They
Okay.
have power.
Yep.
So whatever people decide is going to happen. So if 100 people decide, fine, this is our community, we live in this community, we don't want to use this court. Every time there's a dispute within this community, we're going to go to the town hall, and he's going to be the judge, he's going to be, and once we agree among our community, we carry on.
That's it. Right. Powers in the people.
Exactly, powers of the people.
Okay.
Corporation is dead. However, the individuals in these corporations who are corrupt, who are not signing their documents and putting out these false claims. That's all they use in the corporation as a shield. They say to make false claims. Well, you're not dealing with individuals, but the people have the power. So at the point, it's going to get to a point where the community decides enough is enough.
Yep.
We trust community leaders who we know, because we see them every day and we know what they do. We trust them, but
Yes.
strangers who come in to pick people up and take them somewhere.
Well, yeah.
That's what we're dealing with. But you have to go back to the community and community leaders instead of getting your orders from Europe or wherever the orders come from. European orders. I don't know who these bureaucrats are, but they don't exist. They all exist here. Switch these people off your system. Understand that they're going to offer you nothing. It's promises, empty promises. We're going to do this for you, we're going to do that for you, we're going to build this and the other. Nothing. The only thing politicians do is take care of the constituency. If you read the Representations of People Act, there's no people in it. Alright? There's no people in it. They represent buildings. You see, empty building roads. They need to make sure the roads are flat enough to conduct commerce. You see, the lights are always there at a certain time. That's all they're doing. Government is there to enable commerce, period. It's not there for the people. So the people have to take power for themselves. Government is going to conduct its regular business as usual, but the people have to know what the government is. It's not there to serve them, it's there to exploit them. The government is your devil, if you will. Because, what's the book? The one about battles about with principalities, Ephesians 12:1 or something, 1:12. Yeah, that's the one. So then you're going to know, it's going to tell you who your devil is and who the battle is. It's not against
You're
people.
not battling against flesh, is it? And it's
Yeah,
against
municipalities.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's what it is. So that's your fight. How does it work? Rome, number one, they conjure up all the tricks and the rules and regulations, and then they give the crown, wealth, and weapons to deceive, create, and enforce a false God authority over the people. The crown supposedly delegates authority to some imbecile called a district judge or a judge or a fake judge, right? He's going to pretend he has authority because he doesn't have it. Because if you go back to contract law, and right today you can go online and you can pull out the contract that supposed monarch signed, and you can see where they signed. It was above the wording, which means she doesn't honor anything under the signature. All right? They're very smart the way they do this stuff. But her coronation, the oath she signed on top there. She didn't sign at the bottom of the contract. It's not binding on her. She doesn't have to protect your rights. All right? So go online, you can find it, look it up, see if it's a valid contract. It's not. And then the fake judges, they issue the fake orders to the sheriffs, who are the police enforcers, and they have been programmed to come and take your property from you and give it to the corporation. That's all they're doing now. Done. Right? Now the monster is not the people, but the municipality. And the principality, which poses as a government and presumes to have a God-given authority and right to rule and regulate the lives of the people against their will. That's what's going on today. So if you wish to be ruled against your will, some people will take it, some people won't. Right? That's what it is. I hope more people don't take it, because we need to chase these people out so we can start living again. This evil is just too much. For me, I live, you see. But many people are caught up with this stuff all the time. For me, I want to talk about other things. I want to do creative things, I want to do things. But no, we're dealing with this shit all the time. I have letters, legal work, all the time. I said, stop this legal work, man. Forget this stuff. Let's start living again. Let's go out camping. I don't know, jump in the river.
It's not so easy to do.
It is easy. We're doing it all. We're doing this every day. If I didn't have to do this stuff, I would be out. I don't know. Let's see by the lake or the river today. It's a nice day. It's not they have a smoke here. I don't know. Chill out, relax. But people are too busy serving this guy because it's the attention. As long as we're here discussing this guy, it's the attention.
I spent a year or two formulating nice letters,
not as good as yours, but they were not bad, to send to all these people. Then I decided, hang on a minute, they're just being ignored. So now I just rip up their letters, and they can do what they want. If they knock on the door, I'll offer them a cup of tea. You know, I'm just, because as you say, I want to live, I don't want to write letters.
Exactly. It's stressful.
Yeah.
That's why I was very shocked. What do you want? I'll give you 3 days. Give me what I need so I can pay you. Otherwise, if you don't give it to me, don't ever write to me again. Because it's going to amount to harassment. I'm saying to you, I'm not refusing to pay you. I'm willing to pay you as quickly as possible. You say we offer prompt remedy within 72 hours. You see, of receipt of these proofs. That's how we do it.
And that's what I'm doing with my housing. And I can't bring it. It's like when my sister died last year in Jamaica, and I had to rush out, help my mum to there and come back. And I sent them all kinds of stuff to put it on hold until I get back. And as soon as I got back, within January, we'll leave it for now, but as it goes on, we want you to start paying your rent, and if you don't start, we're going to take you to court. So I'm on the...
Don't tell them, we love those things, huh? That's an offer. So you want to take me to court? Fine. Come in. And they give your terms and conditions. Yeah. Which court is going to be to start with? Is it going to be a civilian court? A real court? What kind of court is it? Oh man, I'll ask him about 20 questions on the court only. And they say, yeah, fine. If you answer my 20 questions, I'll come to your court, I'll be party to your proceedings. Otherwise, you'll be there by yourself. It's going to be a fake hearing. They're all fake anyway. But learn how to accept these offers and how to make counter offers. That's all there is today. Is offers and counter offers. All those letters are offers. They're looking for something. So negotiate. All right? So the monster, the language of art. We'll skip that and we'll go right to page number 5. So the trick is this: commercial process that they disguise as a legal process. But you can tell it's commercial by the words that they use, like a charge makes it commerce. If it's an indictment, then it's something else. You see, instead of indicting you for a crime, they charge you for it. Why? Because they want money for it. That's what they charge it. So I need to know that it's a commercial process disguised as a legal process using language that means nothing. So what they do is they create a document that has no official capacity whatsoever, for the reason doesn't have an author, it's not authenticated, therefore it has no authority. They know that. It doesn't have a seal, it doesn't have a seal of a judge, but they send it to you anyway to see what you're going to do. If you get panicked and you believe that document has official capacity and you start dealing with the issues in there, then that's a joiner. Done. And then they're allowed to presume and to graft presumptions on top of presumptions. That's how they operate. Right? So don't let them presume anything. Right? Now, men and women posing, acting, pretending to be judicial public servants and issuing what are called malified commercial instruments disguised as judicial processes. And that's how they gain subject matter jurisdiction. You see. A court can only gain subject matter jurisdiction by effective service of process. You see, if I have a complaint against you, I go to the court and I do my commercial affidavit, what they call an affidavit of information. I write down John Smith caused me so much injury, did this, that, and the other. I take the document, I get it signed by Justice of the Peace, or file it in that venue, magistrates. And then a Justice of the Peace is the one who looks at it and then decides there's a case, and then he issues the summons. That's the proper way of doing it. See? If it's not done that way, it's defective. That's the only way to get summons, or how to gain jurisdiction over a living man. Yeah. If it's not done that way, it's not valid, it's not judicial. So the council cannot summon you, the police cannot summon you, but they write people requisitions. I've seen postal requisitions. They sent me one time. I say, what right do you have to write me this shit? Yeah. By what authority can you write me a requisition? Because I know separation of powers. You have no right to issue these things. And they say, oh, no, we don't know. But you have no right, that's the point. But they're bullies. That's the trouble. They're bullies. But they have no right to do what they're doing. Absolutely no right whatsoever for a policy enforcer to issue a summons to a living man. I mean, policy enforcer, we have a whole talk just for that. We have them nailed down completely. They don't even have a license anymore. That's how bad it is. Nottinghamshire, where Manchester? Nottinghamshire is so bad. I think there are about 25 councils there and 3 polices.
In one In one county.
One county, yeah.
Yeah, 'cause it's all private, it's all commercial.
Yeah. It's crazy. Nottinghamshire is mad.
Wild West.
They've got 3 lots of police forces.
There's something strange going on up there, but it's kind of the worst anyway. Right, okay. So, service of process. Now, what they do is they use a defective process to gain pretensive joinders, right? Whereby presumptions are grafted upon presumptions to give the impression of a valid agreement or contract. That's the entire game. So don't let them start with the first presumption, because if they can establish the first one, then they can pile the rest on top. If they can establish the onset, your driver, boom, then everything else, boom, on top of it.
So you
That's what
own
they do.
council tax, you only council.
Exactly. As soon as you write them, they write to their taxpayer, and you open a letter and start corresponding, boom, join that. We are a taxpayer, we are a responsible taxpayer, and we're going to carry on. Yeah. So either don't get involved from the beginning, so you ignore it from beginning to start to end, which means you don't acknowledge this thing at all. Or if you're going to get involved in it, you better make sure you know the stuff so you can inject the condition of acceptances properly. Yeah.
That makes sense.
Because once
If you ignore it, is that dishonor?
that's what I'm saying. But you need to know the condition accept, so you can choose that either I'm going to do this or not. What I'm saying is, if you ignore it completely, then you need to maintain what is called plausible deniability. That's what I do in some cases. The ones I don't want to get involved in, I don't even open. So when they come to talk to me, I have no idea. I'm being genuine. Because actually I haven't opened these letters, so I have no clue what you're talking about at all. I'm being honest
Don't
with
you just
you.
send those letters back then?
Yeah.
Yes, true, because there's no law requiring you to
Over
open
the mail. That's what I'm saying to you. This is about you, how you conduct yourself. If I haven't seen it, and I have no idea, then I'm being honest with you. And I'm saying to you, I don't know the nature and cause of the proceedings. I've never accepted service or process.
Have you ever used refusal for cause?
All the time. We use refusal for cause all the time.
But is that having opened a letter, or is that
Yeah.
having opened it?
Yeah.
So it's either return to sender before you open it, or refusal for cause after you open it.
Yeah.
What's up?
You can open a refuse for cause. Easy. So you can open the letter and refuse it for cause. Say, I opened it by mistake, but it looks like it's been written for the attention of a legal fiction. But it's not me, so I'm going to return it to you. Something like that. Or you can refuse it for cause. I've refused for cause. The last one was to do with, I think, mortgage or something. What was that refusal for cause? Oh yeah. I asked for, what was it? I asked for some details from some solicitors. They didn't give it to me, but they sent me other documents instead. So I just refused those documents for cause. Saying I didn't want this, I asked for something else, so you can have this back, I don't need this. Something like that. But gave the reason why.
And the cause is that it's unsolicited. Is that the reason?
No, this cause was that it wasn't the thing I was looking for.
Right.
Yeah, so it was a refusal for cause without dishonor, without recourse. Done. Yeah.
So that's not where you found the letter.
Yeah, you title it that way. But yeah, refusal of cause you can use for various things. But that's still remaining in honor. So we do refusal for cause without dishonor, without recourse, or non-assumption, which simply means not guilty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Now, language, tools. So that's number 5. The tools of language. This is how I syntax my stuff. I don't go into too much detail because you can syntax it even deeper. But on the surface, this is all I do with my letters. So, the tools of the trick in gaining agreement by implication, right? So unauthenticated instruments issued out of a non-contracting venue. That's where you're going to get a PO box. Right? So a PO box is a non-contracting venue. So as soon as you see a letter from a PO box, you know very well that contract is one you're going to have to get involved in. Right? But they get you nowadays in the PO boxes. And that's the first thing. Look at it. Is it from a PO box? Then you have the option, do I want to contract with a PO box, or do I not? Right?
So that would be a cause. A refusal for cause. There's
Contracting venue?
Yeah, non-contracting venue.
So if you know how to do these things, you don't even open the letter, right? Return to sender, non-contracting venue.
But you do know the post office sends it back to you again.
They don't.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. Return to sender. You use that for forever. It's part of the postal system.
I've wrapped, especially because I know I've wrapped them up, altogether, return to sender, and the post office have split them and sent them back to it.
What?
Have you ever done that?
I've never had to know.
If you, I'm sending already. I had some, I posted it today. Because me, I just have labels ready. As soon as they come in, I just stick and put them back in the post.
Did you put them on individually, or did you put them, wrap it up and put it on one?
Is it whatever it is? I know what it is.
Yeah.
So you've got you've got the return to set. You've got the return at the back of it. So I've had a few of them together, put them together so it's back to back, so you can't see my address. So wrap them up, return to sender, and they've split them, sent them back to me.
Individually, you're going to put them on.
Maybe you have to write them on a stocking list. Maybe they want that.
Yeah.
The postman, but whoever was that got them was just being fast. You didn't have to open them. It was cellophane together.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's another
Right, so
story.
that's one of the tricks. So carry on with this. Let's finish and then we get to Q&A at the end. It's just this part and then we're done. Right, so the non-contracting venue, so watch out for those. And also private, a public body trying to contract with you, the private. So you're going to get a letter from a public body, maybe the council, but it says private at the front.
Private and confidential.
Yeah, some of those.
Possible. How is a public company trying to contract with you in the private?
Yeah.
They don't want to mix these two up.
Yeah.
Say no. So that's the one to look for. If they're not contracting in the private, then let's keep it in the private. Let's use private law, not public law. Private law is contract law. So let's create a contract between us and the business in the private. But you cannot use, you see, public law in the private. You're trying to be tricky with me. So you need to know, don't let them put it down here.
Yeah.
If you're not contracting with the private, fine, let's draft a private contract between us. If you want me to deal with the public, guess what? I don't do business in the public. I have a trust that does business in the public, if you have a trust. Or, I do business in the public, but I represent this corporation. It's not me. It has to be you, the proper way you draft your name, authorized presenter for, or authorized representative for, your strawman. Of your strawman. Alright? Next one is four corner rule. When you see the documents and they have squares in them, those are separate contracts. Four corner rule means whatever is in these four corners is a contract. If I go about and create another four corners here and put more details here, these are two separate contracts. Right? If you see the documents, there are about 19, 20 boxes. Huh?
It's not really there, or it's off the paper, the square brackets.
Well, this is off. These are two documents, I'd say. Like this is separate from that.
Right, okay.
So it's...
Yeah.
I think some of us have misunderstood that. It's actually a contract, but it's separate to the other ones that the...
Yeah, so I can create, in this particular document, I can make three contracts in this one document. All I have to do is square them off. So I can write the first contract up here, second one in a box, and third one in a box there. So I have three contracts on the same page.
No, we thought it meant it doesn't exist, it's in a box.
It doesn't exist.
Well, it's not on the paper, it's off the paper. That's in that respect.
So what is
Well, it doesn't exist in the other part of the
Well,
document,
it
but
doesn't exist. This contract doesn't exist in this contract.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. It was termed differently.
Yeah.
Like it's
Well, one will have your name, one will have the amount, one will have, so
That's right.
so
These are different funds.
it looks like we're a contract to those that don't know.
Yeah, but it's separate funds sometimes. Sometimes they create one contract, but with 4 different accounts. So they can get to your account 4 times. You see, that's why it's 4 boxes. Every department can get this little little tip. But in any case, 4 corner rule, you can always use that. What we used to do before is, as soon as you receive a contract with those things, you condition accept it if they explain to you what this box means. For instance, things like that. And it's as simple as that in our wording. Yeah. Because for me, I don't seem to understand what the meaning of this box. It's in the middle of your contract. Please explain, is it a separate contract? Or is it part of the same contract? They never do.
Yeah.
Now they run away now because they know, oh shit, they know. Oh, shit. Try somebody else who doesn't know. That's 4 corner rule. Now, hieroglyphs, corporate logos, substitute for real names. This is all capitalization business. So when you capitalize something like this, that's what's called corporate logo. It's not somebody's name. Right? So all capitals is a corporate logo. It's a hieroglyph. So if you do your John Smithies, contract. If you do your, according to the manuals anyway, like that. These are two corporations, not one. Right? Because in English, this is a point and a point. Alright? So that's John, 1, Smith, 2. That's two parties or persons. This is how you express a corporation. How you express a fact is John. That's it. John. But if you want to put Smith, then you can do Smith. That's a fact. With the column. Columns, yeah. If you're going to write this, John Smith, in English, the way we find out is that you write John Smith like that, in all capitals. And that's supposedly to be the proper way of doing capitals in English. So our contracts go out like this. If I'm going to do contracts, I'll do them like this in capitals. But I prefer to write in proper, without capitals. Most of my documents don't have capitals anywhere. Yeah. But that's the trick thing. John Smith. Some people use family still. I don't use those words. Child, family, those legalese words. That's in trouble. Family is legalese. Child is legalese.
Yeah. What about heritage?
I use heritage and
Clan. Clan, okay.
Yeah. I use heritage, lineage, or
What's family in legalese?
Yeah, child is family legalese. Child is legalese. Well, we call them our progeny. That's what we call it, progeny. Yeah. So your children,
clan really, not family.
Yeah, clan.
Offspring is right.
Your children are offspring of your progeny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're not, sorry, your children. Your offspring are your offspring.
Yeah.
But your offspring are your progeny. Your children are your kids. Oh, it's crazy, but yeah, that's what it is. Like, oh my God, yeah, kids, children. Right, so that's corporate logos like that. So every time somebody writes to your document like this, and the worst of what, they put this thing in front of it, which is the bonded slave. Dismiss the business. So a dead bonded slave is a mister.
A what?
A dead bonded slave.
Dead bonded slave. Okay.
A dead bonded slave is buried, they put a capital on his gravestone.
Why MR? Why MR?
Mister.
Okay.
Someone said it was master.
You're not be a master.
Because when you're a child, they call you master.
Yeah.
Because
So you're a master. So you gotta be a mister. If you go to court or to school, the master is always the master.
The headmaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Headmaster.
Yeah.
If you go to captain, he's always the master. But they want to be a mister, which is a less of a...
Yeah, it's less.
been
So when you're little, you're
Yeah, but up until you're 7, apparently.
and then you become
Your
a
own-
master, yeah.
Of your own.
right, which makes sense when you look at it that way. Yeah.
So you want to be a master and a mister, if anything. The fact is your mama never called you a mister, so there's no reason why they should call you a mister. And your sister
Mister was a
calls you
rank on the ship anyway, wasn't it? Mister.
it's all maritime.
Stock.
So master and mister.
Okay. What about an esquire?
Esquire, what's the Esquire one? I know it's a title.
Because sometimes I still get letters and they'll put ESQ at the end, and you feel big about it, but now I'm thinking, you know what does it really mean? You know what I mean?
I heard the Esquire one the other day. I was reading something about the Esquire.
They've even got yes, that was it. Yes, it was basically it was someone's boy, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That ain't so good. That ain't so good. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
There's something not right about Esquire as well.
Yeah.
It's like, what Esquire? That's what it means.
Okay.
But yeah, it's all language and words and wordplay and trickery. So these documents, when they send these things, please do not see evil. People still see evil, but you only see evil if you're living in fear. If you're not in fear, you can afford not to see evil.
Yeah.
And say, I'm not going to see evil, bring whatever you're going to bring, but I'm not going to see evil, I don't care. So I don't know what this means, and I'm going to stick to my ground. I can't see it. You're allowed not to see it. You understand? You're in a plane of choice. You're allowed to see what you want to see, and not to see what you don't want to see.
That's where I'm at the moment. I'm working on my own internal psychology. And I just if someone, and they're not, no one's knocking, no, they get the odd letter, but it's like, I used to wake up fretting,
Yeah.
go to sleep shivering. You know, and I think, wait a minute, this is my life. Well, what am I doing ruining my own life by having these negative thoughts? So and that's what it's all about for me.
It's all about coming out of the negativity. Understand that the fear is in you. Okay, they give you the programming. You see, they'll give you programming, but once you understand they have no power over yourself. As soon as a man knocks on your door, so for me, I'm comfortable. I'm waiting for them to come. They never come and see me. You see, come and ask me for council tax in my house. I'm going to record you. I'm going to be very polite as well. I'm going to ask you these questions. You see, are you part of the government? You see, do you have a license? You have a permit to do business? All these things. But nobody ever comes to me. And I'll keep up there for 10 minutes, man. I'll be very polite as well. I said, I have money right here. That's it. It's right here, man. Yeah? Show me this thing. Yeah? And put it on tape. But that's how we deal with these people. So you have to remain in honor in terms of don't get emotional with them. It's a game.
It is. My latest thinking of it, it's actually not about money.
No, it's not about money.
It's not, and it never was.
It's not about money.
Control, harassment, the agitation of the masses.
It's not about money. You don't understand. The people you're dealing with, they don't need money.
No.
They have all the money they want. All they want is control you, and to make sure you don't elevate yourself to their level and go beyond them, because if you try,
you don't need them.
Above them.
Yes.
You see, they know this knowledge. They know this knowledge. They use it in a negative way.
For real.
Once you get to know the knowledge and use it in a positive way, they're finished. So that's the thing. Once you stop supporting them, how are they going to live? Because they're parasites.
Can I just make a comment on that? It's like what you teach, with regards to this basically self-empowerment. What Janice teaches with regards to like teaching us how to basically heal ourselves with food. That's more valuable to me than the Queen's ever done for me. She ain't done jack for me, overstand. So in reality, you two are more valuable than she is. You're doing more for the world than she is.
She's a two-dimensional thing on television.
Overstood, I get it.
They don't exist. Anything on television doesn't exist. The only thing is your friends and family. That's what Thatcher said to you anyway when they finished the government in 1980. Thatcher said, "There's no society. It's about friends and family." She was right. You see, there's no society. No one wakes up and says, "I'm going to do something for my society today." Who? No one. You're going to do something for your community or friends, but nobody does anything for society. It doesn't exist. It's an illusion. It's a false sense of collectivism. Collectivism. That's the word. That we're all going together somewhere. We're not going anywhere together. Everyone's got their own individual purposes in life. We're not working together. 95% of us agree with this, that, and the other. The scientists, research, bullshit. I don't agree with any of these people, the popes and the queens and whoever. I have no rulers. Nobody's above me on this plane. I'm above no one, and nobody is above me. We're not all the same, but you're equal. That's my understanding of it. And I couldn't care less if you think you're a judge or a queen or a police enforcer. I couldn't care less about your job, man. You can shove it up your... Don't care about your job. Leave me alone. Right? That's the approach. Your job is secondary, right? Or if you want to do your job, go and do it right there. But keep me out of it. They come trying to protect you. Saying we're going to take away your civil rights because the terrorists in Afghanistan are trying to kill you. What kind of bullshit is that? I don't believe you, man. I said, let him come to my house with this terrorism and try and kill me. I said, I'll slap the dust out of him. Come all the way from Afghanistan trying to mess with me. No, I don't need your protection with your fake Nazis, boys in black, Hitler, you people. We can protect ourselves. We don't need your protection. So we're not afraid of terrorists. We can handle terrorists. These are the biggest terrorists ever, anyway. Terrorists. If you look at your research, right, the governments have been the biggest killers of people than any other disease. Look at the numbers. Look at the numbers and see how many people governments have killed and compare that to cancer or tetanus or whatever else. If you go back, oh my God, it's terrible. Stalin and Franco and all these creeps, how many people they murdered? Millions. These are governments, not diseases, governments. You see, the government is your enemy. That's your devil, because that's how the devil manifests itself. You were created by the divine creator of all things. The government created a corporation using your name, and now wants you to accept that you're a corporation and you're not a man anymore. That's the game. So you need to go back to being man and understand you're next to God and corporations underneath you. They serve you, you don't serve them.
You know, you said the devil manifests itself by What you said by doing what? By feeding you manifest itself by, you just said the devil, that's how the devil manifests itself. Can't remember what it was now.
Rewind. I can't remember, so I just number one. I said the devil manifests itself through the government. Or it uses people who claim authority to do its evil. Because we look up to them, you see, and they can get away with anything. Look, the biggest pedophiles are the Roman Catholic Church. But people still look up to them. They've been doing this for years. It's that false sense of authority. You see. So once you understand that this government is not the real authority, it's a pretend authority, and leave them alone. We're not saying go and protest or fight with them. They love that, you see, because the only time they're allowed to kill you is during a riot. It's the Human Rights Act, right? So you need to know that. Okay? They have a right to life. However, the government has got a right to kill you if you're involved in a riot. That's the only exception. So be careful, don't get involved in any protest or anything like that, anything like that.
Is it true that if somebody comes into this house without my permission, they're upstairs, I'm allowed to kill them in defence? Is that true?
Yeah, somebody breaks in.
Yeah, kill them in defence, but I have to show reasonable force.
You've got to use equal or less force than that. If they've got fists, you can't use a knife. You've got to use what they've got. If they've got a knife, you can't use a gun.
And I'm only a female and they're a big man. I don't think so.
Oh well. Sorry.
Those are statutes. The law is the law is different.
You should be trying to hurt us anyway.
Definitely. Oh yeah.
Law, isn't it?
Yes, overstood. Yeah.
So you come into my house in the middle of the night and try and do something. I'm throwing everything I can in my hands. I'm not looking. Oh, am I allowed to? Knife? Do I?
Trust me. I fully understand.
That those things, man. If anybody comes in, man.
The thing is, kill outright. Not the main, kill outright.
But we've gone beyond. I mean, some of us have gone beyond that stuff anyway. Because as a metaphysicist, why is the guy coming to your house to start with?
You don't attract it.
Because we understand attraction as well. And if you didn't attract it, then I'm going to ask him, how can I help you? Is it food you want or money? Because I might have extra food, and you can have that. You don't have to fight or anything. Is food you want? You see, let's do it that way. What do you want? If I can help you, I'll do it. But I want you to get out of here, man, as soon as possible. That's what you want, really. You see? So you can deal with things in different ways. You don't have to do the fight or flight all the time. Sometimes it's necessary. But if you use your higher chakras, then you have 360 options, not just the two, fight or flight this guy. You can come up with all ideas and solve the situation in a different way. And that's why using your frontal lobes is critical in the right hemisphere as well. Because it gives you these options, not just fight this guy or run away from him. It's going to give you other ways of dealing with the situation. Right? So, another one, go back to these fake names. So another one is illustrative text in substitute for descriptive text. Now according to English language, it has to be descriptive text. What they use is illustrative text still with this stuff. It's illustrative. Right? Past tense jurisdiction. This is where I catch them when I syntax the documents. When you get documents with ED, so that will be a suffix, so it's going to be a word and then ed at the end. How does E go? This one. You see, that denotes past tense. That word as well. So I try not to use any word with these things in them.
Can you give us an example? Give an example of
stayed. Stayed. I can say S-T-A. That's past tense with the ed. So I try and construct a sentence and remove the ed. So the word still stays. So it's going to be, instead of say stayed, I can say did stay. You see. So I did stay at this location. Instead of saying I stayed at this location. Simple things like that just removes this past tense. And then from as well.
Is that more out of habit rather than it's damaging to have stayed rather than...
that's proper syntax. Yeah. Because you're supposed to write in now-time jurisdiction. When they change the language, they introduce this past tense and future tense into the language. And that's how they get you in the courts. Because they get you to be outside the now-time jurisdiction. So you can start talking about past or future. But we will talk about now-time jurisdiction. Because there's no time. It's always now. The fact that the sun goes back doesn't change anything. It's always now. Apparently there's places you can go and it's sunny for 4 days. In Norway or something. 24 hours sunlight. Yeah. So is that a 1 day or is that 4 days? Is 1 day, is a day the sun going down, is a day a certain amount of hours? There is no day, there's no time. If one day, if you go to South Pole apparently, and it's dark for 4 months, that's 1 night for 4 months. Is that 1 night? Okay.
Yep.
There is no time. Time is an illusion, right? You need to know about Chronos. You guys know about Chronos? Chronos? The deity that used to eat his babies?
No.
Chronos, that's where you get chronology. And time. And Time Warner. And Time Magazine. Because they're here to waste your time and to take away your time, your attention. You see, that's all they're doing. There is no time. You can say, we're going to deviate for a minute about this time. How far is this?
Is that why you were late?
Yeah, no. I know. How far? I'm going to prove my point. How much time does it take to go to the shops? How much time does it take to go to Leeds? That's why I was late.
Yeah.
You see. So let's say this is Leeds and this is Manchester. How much time does it take to get there? I can show you there is no time. No time.
An hour.
Walking, driving, flying.
Exactly, time. So time is depending on something else. It's not really they depend on something.
Could be there now in my mind.
It's relative, I think.
It is, yeah.
I
It's
believe
not exact time.
Yeah.
People put what they call time or a date just to for historical reference that this thing happened at this time, this event happened here. But there is no time in reality. Because let's say this is the shops. I want to go from home to shops. How long does it take to get to the shops? If somebody says, oh, it takes 1 week, for instance. 1 week if I walk, it's going to take me a week. Right? If I take a cycle, it's going to take me 4 days to get the same shop. If I take an airplane, it's going to take me 45 minutes to get the same shop. So what time? How long does it take? It's relative depending on how you get there. Right? Same thing with this stuff. How sharp are you? How quick do you get information? Does it take you flipping 1 week to get it, or a few seconds, or a few hours? Because the quicker you get it, the quicker you can move. If it takes you a week to get the shops, man. And also, if I'm operating a plane, right, and I can go here to the shop, and you are walking, it's going to take you 7 days. It takes me 45 minutes. I can get to the shop and change your future. You see? So I can get to the shop, buy all the products, put whatever crap I need, right? So by the time you get there, it doesn't look like it was when I was there. I've changed your entire experience because I'm faster than you. My time is, yeah, does that make sense? I'm faster in time than you are. The faster you move, the quicker you get through this illusion called time. So time doesn't exist in reality. The only thing that exists is when you come into this plane, and when you leave, you see it. And the experience you have in the middle. But somebody says to you, you have to do time, and you have to compartmentalize everything. So everything is regimented. Time was created for someone to go and work in the industry. When they turned God's paradise into a plantation, an industry, that's when they created time. But time doesn't exist. Does time exist for a lion? Or even a cat? Couldn't care less, man. He's hungry, he's going to eat.
When you go to prison, what are you doing? You're doing
time, Chronos. Yeah? You're wasting your time, you understand? It's about time, guys. It's about Chronos.
Yeah.
Chronos is the god that eats the babies before they grow up. The babies are the ideas, right? So Chronos is going to eat up your ideas before you can manifest them, because it's going to take the time away from you, so you cannot bring your ideas into fruition. It's going to keep you busy with legalese and bills and all these other things. That's what's going on. It's a matter of time. Whoever controls your time is your master.
I saw some on, I read some the other day, they were talking about cycles, you know, because I see time as like it's a human way of measuring cycles in a way, isn't it?
Yeah. And
he was saying that with human beings that most of us are not on the right sleeping rhythms and cycle. And they actually pointed to the time of industry when they changed our cycles but so we can go to work for them.
Yeah, that's the whole point of
Yeah.
Because if there wasn't that work, their structure would be on very different sleeping rhythms.
Yeah, it was like
Very summertime.
Yeah.
Very summertime.
It's strange as well. This is the illusion, because yesterday somebody was calling, like one of my flatmates, his friends in Algeria or something, and they're 1 hour ahead, or now they're same. But before, 3 weeks ago, they were 1 hour ahead. How the hell is that possible? But now, because the clocks in this zone have gone back, or front or something,
Yeah.
they're synchronized now.
Very summertime.
So if you can change the time to suit your convenience, it's not real, is it?
But you're always out of balance.
Yeah. So let's change the time. Let's decide that.
You're never in balance.
Let's make it about 2 o'clock now and carry on.
Mhm.
Our time, from our the ancients anyway, it's still there where I come from. Right. If that's the time, if that's the clock, you have daytime and nighttime. Right? This is Aries, or this would be, what time is this? If this was clock. Is it 3? 9. 9 o'clock. This is illusion, right? In our cultures, there's night and day, which is very clear. This is night, this is day. The day starts here. This is where our day starts. And it goes all the way to evening here. So this is the first hour. This is 1. We call it Samoja, 1 o'clock. You see, 1 o'clock in this Roma place is in the middle of the night. It's not day, it's night. They call it 1 o'clock. You see, so 6 hours put backwards.
Yeah.
So midnight is not it's not day, it's night. But they flipped it, so they started the day here. So 1 o'clock is in the middle of the night instead of being the first hour of sunrise. You see, that's how you take the clock. You look at the horizon, the first hour, the first angle. You see, the first degrees, and then you just carry the degrees. It's all about degrees of the sun. So the first degree is here, the first one is the first hour. That's it. So it's during the day. So our 1 o'clock is this here. Not here, not middle of the night.
Just down after sunrise.
Yeah, that's the first hour. So 1 o'clock is first hour of sunlight,
Yeah, so
not midnight. Say 1 o'clock is at midnight. 1 o'clock is at midnight. So what? No, but it's not. For us, it's not 1 o'clock. It's 12 midnight. This is all midnight. So that's 6 o'clock, and then it goes the evening all the way to 6 in the morning. It starts again like that. The proper cycle. But if you want to check about calendars and how it changed it, you can look up Justinian, the Pope Justin, Justinian, Gregory as well, Julius, because we used to be on Julian before it became Gregorian calendar. It used to be a Julian calendar, which is different. You see, but they changed it.
Is that
Then they have
13 months?
Yeah. Then they have leap years as well. It's 4 years and some strange stuff. The ancient calendars had 10 months before, and I think that